Petoskey, Michigan, a town so charming it could be its own Hallmark movie. We're talking quiet streets and $1 million sunsets over Little Traverse Bay. We have a downtown filled with boutique shopping, local coffee shops, and historical architecture. From the outside, it looks like the perfect place to call home, and for many, it is. But, and this is a big but, it is not for everyone. Whether you're thinking about retiring here, moving your family here, or going all in on remote working, you need to know what you're signing up for. Because moving to Petoskey could be the smartest thing you've ever done if it's the right fit, and could be your biggest nightmare if it's not. I'm Geno D'Angelo, and I've been a full-time real estate agent for 22 years in Northern Michigan. I was born and raised in this region, and I've helped hundreds of families relocate to Northern Michigan. And I've also helped just as many decide that Northern Michigan wasn't right for them. And I'm making this video to make sure you know exactly what you're getting into. So let's dive into the 10 things you need to know before relocating to Petoskey, Michigan, and make sure you stick around because the last one might surprise you. And hey, if this content is your type of thing, make sure you hit the subscribe button. My goal is to make you the most educated home shopper in Northern Michigan, and I create videos every week to make sure you are. The first thing you need to know before deciding if Petoskey is right for you is that the winters here are long, snowy, and relentless. If you're moving here from anywhere outside of Northern Michigan, you need to be prepared because winters in Petoskey are a different kind of animal. Little Traverse Bay, which provides us beautiful sunsets during the summer months, turns into an actual snow-making machine in the wintertime. What that means is we're in a region that gets a ton of lake effect snow, meaning you can go to bed at night and wake up the next morning and have 1, 2, or even 3 feet of snow on the ground. In fact, Petoskey averages over 120 inches of snow every year. So you're gonna need a little bit more than a snow shovel to make sure you manage all of the snow your home will see. In fact, owning a snowblower in Northern Michigan is sort of like a rite of passage. And if your driveway is long, which let's face it, many of the driveways in Petoskey are, you're going to need a more substantial snow management plan. This may mean buying a truck with a plow or hiring one of the local companies to make sure your driveway is plowed for you. And if you do decide to hire somebody to plow your driveway, that obviously comes at a cost. Budget between $1,000 and $2,000 per year for snow removal. The snow isn't just fluffy and pretty, it's also heavy and wet and comes at you fast. Roads are slick, power goes out, and if your home doesn't have a backup power source like a Generac generator, then you could be without power for a day sometimes. The second thing you need to be prepared for when considering relocating to Petoskey is just how expensive the homes are here. Petoskey definitely gives you small town vibes with big city prices. If you're looking for a charming home near downtown, plan to spend anywhere between $400,000 to $600,000. If you're looking for something that is walkable to Pennsylvania Park or has a view of the bay, those houses can be $1 million or more. Also, the housing market in Petoskey has become extremely competitive. I'm often asked why that is, and my response is simple. There are simply more people that want to relocate to Petoskey than we have houses for them, which causes prices to go up. A lot of houses in Petoskey typically sell in days and sometimes even hours, and oftentimes over asking price. If you're thinking about building in Petoskey, be prepared for delays. We have some great contractors like Harborview Custom Homes or Glenwood, which is located directly above my office. They do a great job, but are extremely busy. Permits take time, and construction costs in Northern Michigan definitely come with a premium. That is mainly because of the cost to get materials here and the price for skilled labor. And don't forget taxes. A waterfront cottage, depending on the price in Resort Township, could be $6,000, $8,000, or even $10,000 in some cases. As a quick heads up, if you're currently house hunting or thinking about buying a house in Northern Michigan, feel free to reach out to me directly at 231-487-6141. I'd be happy to help you understand what is going on in the market right now and let you know the things to watch out for. The number 3 thing you need to consider when relocating to Petoskey is how far away it is from everything. This is part of Petoskey's charm, but it is also a lifestyle shift for a lot of people relocating here. The nearest Target and Costco are about an hour and a half away. There's no Whole Foods, however, we do have the Grain Train Co-op Market, which means you'll primarily be shopping at Meijer, Walmart, or D&W. I do know that there are a lot of people that live in Petoskey that make it a day trip to go to Traverse City to hit Target, Costco, and some of the other big box stores there. Also, if you fly a lot, we do have 2 small regional airports, Cherry Capital and Pellston. Now, I've mentioned on this channel before that the Cherry Capital Airport in Traverse City is undergoing some major renovations in the near future, but it is still a far cry from Detroit or Grand Rapids as far as airports are concerned. The fourth thing you need to consider is that everything costs more here. One of the downsides of living in a tourist area is that you constantly pay tourist prices. When you go to the grocery store during the summer months, you're going to pay a premium. And when you want to go to one of our great restaurants downtown, you're going to pay the prices that you would expect to pay at a resort destination. Even maintenance services like having your furnace serviced or having your lawn cut do come at a premium for living in Petoskey. The fifth thing you should consider when deciding if Petoskey is right for you is the social scene. This is not Chicago or even Traverse City. It gets very quiet here late at night. Petoskey is charming, beautiful, and calm. There are bars, sure. Places like Beard's Brewery, City Park, and the new High Five Spirit Lounge are constantly busy during the summer months. But the nightlife isn't the heartbeat of this town. Things just close early here, and many shops close at 5 or 6, even in the summer months. And even popular restaurant like Jose's closes well before 9. There's no 24-hour anything. There's no big concert venues. And there's certainly no nightclubs. And if you want live music, it's typically seasonal and very low key. This town thrives on more family-friendly events like Petoskey Rocks, the Festival on the Bay, or even the winter carnivals. But outside of that, the pace here is very slow. So if you need a lot of excitement, Petoskey may not be right for you. The sixth thing you're going to want to keep in mind is that summers here are super busy and then everyone leaves. From Memorial Day to Labor Day, Petoskey feels like a resort town in overdrive. Downtown is buzzing, the marina is full, there are outdoor concerts in Pennsylvania Park, and places like McLean and Aiken and Bill's Farmers Market are packed. Then Labor Day hits and the energy shifts. The tourists leave, the seasonal businesses close, and the town exhales. The contrast is jarring if you're not used to it. In fact, with my office being in the center of downtown, it's like a light switch is flipped from Labor Day and the day after. Number 7, getting help takes patience. Need a handyman, a roofer, or even a massage therapist. Good luck finding one quickly, especially in the summer. There is a real shortage of both tradespeople and people in the service industries. It's not uncommon to have to schedule even a hair appointment 6 to 8 weeks out. Many contractors are already booked with repeat clients, and new residents often find themselves at the bottom of the list. In fact, when you buy a new home here, it's often a good idea to find out who has serviced that house. That way you can make sure you have the current owner's spot on the service list. Number 8 is the job market here is super narrow. Unless you're bringing a job with you or working remotely, it can often be hard to find a high-paying job in Northern Michigan. Petoskey's economy is built on a few sectors. Healthcare with Northern Michigan Hospital, which is the area's largest employer. Education with Petoskey Public Schools or one of the great elementaries. The tourism trades and even small businesses. If you're looking for a tech job, a finance job, or even corporate leadership, Petoskey probably won't be the right fit for you. Although Petoskey is a great place for entrepreneurs, especially in the hospitality, wellness, and creative fields. And if you want real boots on the ground updates for everything that's going on in Petoskey, make sure you sign up for my newsletter at genosguide.com. We talk about tips and tricks on how to survive in Northern Michigan, as well as all the happenings and upcoming events. Number 9 is internet varies from block to block. Yes, you can work remotely here, but you're going to want to type your address into the internet to make sure they have high-speed internet for you at the house you're considering purchasing. Downtown Petoskey and most surrounding neighborhoods have Charter Spectrum internet, which comes through the cable, and even TrueStream fiber optic, which has been recently installed in the last few years. Speeds are generally solid enough for Zoom and other type of streaming services. But go a few miles outside of town, down Picker Lake Road, or even out East Mitchell, and internet gets spotty at best. And if you lose power during one of our winter storms, that means you're also going to lose your internet, which is another reason why a lot of locals are buying whole house generators. And number 10, my personal favorite, is you have to understand that living in Petoskey is a lifestyle and you have to accept all of it, the good, the bad, and even the ugly. Because at the end of the day, Petoskey isn't just a place or a lifestyle, it's a mindset. It's knowing your barista's name at North Park. It's seeing familiar faces when you go out to dinner, or even waving to your neighbors when you pass them on the sidewalk. But it also means getting up at 6 a.m. in the winter to make sure your driveway is plowed or shoveled out so you can go to work. You'll also have to drive an hour and a half to go to Target or Costco. And if you're in the mood to go to a big concert or a big sporting event, you're going to have to drive 3 or 4 hours away. But if you crave connection, a slower place of life, and being immersed in nature, then Petoskey may be the place for you. So, should you move to Petoskey? I think after watching this video, you will have a very strong framework on how to make that decision. And if Petoskey isn't right for you, maybe one of our other charming towns in Northern Michigan would be. And if you're seriously thinking about making the jump to Northern Michigan, I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. Reach out to me directly at 231-487-6141 or find me on social media. And don't forget to sign up for our newsletter at genosguide.com. It gives you tips and tricks and inside information on living in Northern Michigan that you just won't find on Zillow. Thanks for watching, and maybe I'll even see you at North Park.